Hello everyone and welcome to Star Clash. Take 2. First take, I tried to record it all in one recording and it didn't upload properly. Our opening match is Daphne, who's got a new and improved look, taking on Deonna Purrazzo for the LPW Women's Championship. Now this isn't the real physical LPW stuff, but this is Lucky Lockdown, which is our digital, which is the LPW video game universe, which, as you know, differs from the LPW of reality. However, I was kind of doing commentary the last shows. This time around, I'm just kind of... we'll talk about certain things, like, while they're happening. But, for the most part, I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. Make it a little more freestyle, I guess. So, as you guys have known, Deonna Purrazzo has made an appearance at LPW before, as has Daphne. Daphne was in Vern Vicalo's corner as a manager at one point. Now, her storyline here on Lockdown is she cost Alicia the championship against Deonna in order to get herself a title shot. That's pretty much how the game... Like I said, I don't have any control over it other than making the matches, and I just make them after what happens on the shows. So, like, whoever wins this, I figure out who they feud with next. Maybe I'll look into an older episode and see if there was a story to be built off of that, or whatever. While this is going on, I have to grab my sheet. Here it is. Alright. This sheet is the card lineup. I write them down, and I write down the winners. So I originally filmed this, but now there was some issues with it. Like I said, trying to record it in one solid recording. It was going to be like an hour. The total time it would have taken is like 90 minutes exact. Well, 90 minutes and 18 seconds. So, apparently, though, I can't upload that long of a video on YouTube from my phone. My computer cannot handle any kind of work right now, so everything I have to do right now is on my phone. I was going to get a new computer, but I ended up needing new clothes instead. So I used a piece of my stimulus to get that, and then the other half I'm saving for a car, so. However, the good news is I can still do these shows, and even when Lucky Pro Wrestling starts back up, I think we'll still have these every week, and, we like to build the story off of them. And I think I have some ideas for when Lucky Pro starts back up, using this show to help promote it. Yeah, Deonna Purrazzo wrestled Davey Ann once for the Lucky Pro Wrestling Women's Championship at Summer Sizzle 2017. and Davey Ann won. Very great match, though, between the two of them. Davey Ann needs to get in this game. I'm going to have to get her moves so I can put her in the game. Because I think she's long overdue. Alright. So I got to rewrite this card a little bit. I actually have 2 screens in my room now. I have, well, 2 TVs, I should say. Because I started playing Mortal Kombat 11. I started doing the Race Against Time every week. As of right now, I think I'm in the top 1%, somewhere within that. I know I'm in like the top 1,000 as of right now. But I don't have 2 PS4s. So I can only do 1 PS4 thing at a time. The only way I could turn Lucky Lockdown... Oh! She broke her arm. Deonna Purrazzo broke Daphne's arm because Daphne would not submit. She retains, but Daphne did not submit. That was a critical. That meant that Toni had to call for the bell. The arm was broken. I don't think this is over between the two of them. I don't know what you guys think. I think with an 87 match value, yeah. I think we deserve a rematch down the road. I don't know how we'll do it. I'll find a way. And here we are with the Lockdown Championship being defended. Tommaso Ciampa will be defending against Scott Norton of the NWO. Does this mean the NWO is coming to LPW Lucky Lockdown? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to keep watching to find out. And of course, Tony S., best ref in the business. And we got a few other things going on. For example, we got Heath Slater versus Sal Sincere, I should say. Vern Vicala versus Brian Myers for the Hard Knocks Championship. A fatal 4-way between Alicia Edwards, Sarah Teller, Aizana, and a mystery competitor. All I know is that she was in the past. She was in a past LPW in real life. Marcos Pitbull is issuing an open challenge with the Fitchburg Barrio Street Fight to anyone. And apparently an anonymous person has come forward and accepted the challenge. The heavy hitters will be taking on... I don't think it'll be... No, You'll have to wait and see on part 2 who they're going to be taking on. Yes, they've been on Lucky Lockdown before, but the heavy hitters taking on this tag team... Oh, what a rush. And then in the main event, Brian Malonis will be taking on the Walking Riot, Kellen Thomas. So, yep. However, for part 1, will be the match with Deonna Purrazzo and Daphne, which you saw. This match, Heath versus Sal Sincere, and Vern versus Brian Myers. And some of these matches, for example, Vern versus Brian Myers, like I said, Hard Knocks Championship is on the line there. Marcos will be challenging Dijak. I'm sorry. Almost put that. Never mind. Don't ignore what I said, but it'll be a Fitchburg Barrio street fight between him and well, you know what? The cat's out of the bag. Dominik Dijakovic has accepted the challenge of Marcos Pitbull street fight. Heavy hitters, I think you guys know who they're going to be defending against. Well, I guess the only other surprise tonight would be who the fourth woman will be in the Fatal 4-Way. But that's because that match has women's championship implications for Lucky Lottery, which is our show next month. However, between this match, Heath versus Sal, and Vern versus Brian Myers, this is part 1. And then part 2 is the women's Fatal 4-Way, the Fitchburg Barrio street fight, the tag team championship match, and the world championship match. Too big for one recording. That's how big Star Clash is. It's too big for one recording. I guess that kind of goes along the gimmick of too big for one night, which is what a lot of wrestling companies have been doing for like pay-per-views lately. WrestleMania was a weekend. Great American Bash for NXT is 2 weeks. AEW did Fyter Fest. Fyter Fest and the Great American Bash are running. Well, they're competing side by side. You gotta imagine, Scott Norton showing up at LPW. Did he show up alone? And if he takes a Hard Knocks title, that's only the beginning of this takeover, if there is a takeover to be had. I mean, taking the Lockdown Championship and putting it on Lockdown, who knows what the future of Lucky Lockdown will look like. We could go from black and green to black and white. Nice jackhammer there from Scott Norton. Oh. But he kicks out, though. Tommaso Ciampa, he has not, ever since he's won this championship, he has not lost. He has been one of the most dominant champions, and he's defended every single show. But will tonight be the night that the Blackheart is ended? I don't know. The reign of the Blackheart, could it come to an end in this match? That's what we're here to find out. So, story behind this match. Well, Tommaso Ciampa was at an LPW show. I believe it was in 2013. As for Scott Norton, no, he has not. However, he's kind of been somebody we would love to be able to have. When I say we, I mean just LPW in general. It would be cool to see him actually show up at an LPW. And I know there was a few fans and people that run LPW would like to see that as well. So Scott Norton he's a, if we could do it someday, if LPW could do it someday, he'd be a fantasy one for right now. Because I guess, well, with things going on right now, it's very difficult to book anyone. But I don't know. I think Scott is very. I don't know if he's actually retired or not. So that's probably why he's not. Because I think that. I don't know. But I do know from some people that put together LPW shows. I said if you could bring in anybody, no matter whatever the thing is right now, basically time and space, you could bring in anyone you want. Living, dead, doesn't matter. Scott Norton was a name that came up. There's a lot of names like that came up, and we've seen. And that's it. We have it. We have a new lockdown champion. Scott Norton begins the hostile takeover of LPW championships. This match is 99%. With that power bomb, he sealed the deal against Tommaso Ciampa. And up next is Heath versus Sal Sincere. This match came about because at Mayhem last month, Heath Slater was supposed to face Brian Milonas, but he was attacked. And people thought it was Milonas, but Milonas didn't want to miss out on his Mayhem payday, and he wasn't at the same place of the attack. It was later revealed that somebody from the Battle Royal at Mayhem did it. We thought it was Stang due to his history with Heath Slater on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. However, it later turned out to be Sal Sincere, who wasn't even supposed to be in that Battle Royal, but entered it under the mask of the Patriot. Which Sal has been known to do on the independent scene. So, that being said, this match came about, aside from just the storylines, the reason that these two would be on, because Heath is somebody that someone on LPW management really, a couple people on LPW management really like. And we've had the guy who plays Sal Sincere at LPW before. We want him to come back as Sal at some point. Me and a couple people from management I talked to once or twice about it. These are all things that are in the past, or if we could. Or just matches we would like, because like I said, if we could, and this game is like the ultimate time machine, where we could bring in somebody from their best era, and put them up against somebody from that's a regular on LPW or maybe doesn't wrestle there anymore for whatever reason. Like maybe they went to WWE. There's a few of those. There's quite a few of those. But yeah, Heath and Sal are on the someday list, you know. That list of someday, hopefully. Oh, Sal almost got it right there. And this is a no disqualification match due to the magnitude of what's been going on between these two. You know, this has just been so intense between the two of them that I had to make it no DQ, no time limit. Actually, every match is no time limit when it comes to the pay-per-views. So, Star Clash, this is a pay-per-view. No time limit. On Lucky Lockdown, there will be a couple time limit matches. But and this past week, Heath actually showed up on Raw and had a meeting with Drew McIntyre in the ring, and I don't know if that means Heath is back with the WWE, or if that was just kind of a one and done. He looks in better shape, you know, and that's kind of what happened with Jinder and Drew. Was they weren't in the greatest of shape when they got let go by the company, and then they came back with much better physiques and became WWE champion. So maybe Heath, it's his time to be let go, come back a little more muscular, and then maybe he'll get a world title. That's the joke everybody's been making. So I don't know. Personally, as much as I'd love to see Heath back in WWE on a regular basis, if they don't have anything long-term for him and they're just going to throw him on the shelf after all this, I wouldn't sign a new deal. I would just go and go whoever will book you. Unless they're seriously going to do something this time around, then I wouldn't. And Sal Sincere gets the win because he outsmarted Heath. I guess Heath was too fired up and just couldn't concentrate because he was so focused on revenge, he wasn't focusing on the task, the match before him. I have a feeling this match is far from over. This rivalry is far from over, I should say. Here it is, our main event for part 1 of Star Clash. Too big for one upload. It's Vern Vicalo against Brian Myers. As we know, Brian Myers won the Hard Knocks Championship on a untaped event. He did not use his Opportunity Knox briefcase. Rather, the former champion, who will not be mentioned here from here on out, unless other evidence proves otherwise, made an open challenge, fought valiantly, whether he would win or lose, ultimately the championship had to be vacated at this point in time. Unless everything is cleared up and they are, like I said the other week, it was an unfortunate decision I had to come to, but we do not want to promote anybody like that. So unfortunately, they will not be featured on Lucky Lockdown or the shows or the pay-per-views. But if everything, checks out and they're actually proven to be, innocent, then that's another story. I will happily welcome them back. I'll happily put them back on here. I'll give them a title shot for a title they never lost. A title they never lost on TV. I mean, he did lose it. He did put up a good fight, though. But Brian Myers was the winner in that. It was a good match. And I take nothing away from this guy as a performer. I believe they had all the talent in the world, and I'm sorry things have gone this way. I wish they could have been better. But, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about the matter for right now. I'm hoping things can work out and they can come back on. That's the truth. I hope this is just one bad dream and we can all move on from it. Vern with that super kick, though. Vern is one of the most, I think, one of LPW's most loyal workers in the history of their company. A guy who gives 110% every night. He's been a 2-time LPW champion, which has never happened before. No one has ever been a multiple-time champion in LPW, with the exception of Vern Vicalo holding the World Championship twice. Although he's not the current World Champion, I think given on any night, if he could challenge for the title on any night, and nobody would argue with it, because he's earned a million opportunities at that title. That's just how dedicated he is to LPW. And then Brian Myers, of course, has had 3 appearances with LPW. I wouldn't be surprised if now that he's been let go by WWE, he tries to show up at one point. I don't know. From what I hear on his podcast is he's quite a fan of LPW, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see the Prince of Queens a little more often come visit New England. I don't know. Be cool because I do have some stuff he could sign. Oh, we almost had a new champion right there. We have a new Lockdown champion in Scott Norton. For those just tuning in, which I'm sure you've already seen it. I mean, why would you just tune in now? It's impossible to do that because this is a YouTube video. Yes, I'm going to have funny banter with myself like this a lot. This is a new... I'm going to try not to sound too much of a commentator like this. I'm just going to kind of be more or less me, but talking about these things. Like Vern, funny story was when he won the LPW championship for the first time, I was not at that show. That would have been my second show, though, if I was a routine regular at that point. I had gone the show before, the month before he won the title was my first LPW. And as soon as we got to, I ended up going with my friend and his parents on vacation. Because I've known my friend for over 20 years now, so, excuse me, I've always been a friend of the family, and we went on vacation to upstate New York. And as soon as I plugged in my laptop, got everything up and running, I went to go check LPW's website. And they had updated that Vern Vicalo had cashed in his Opportunity Knocks contract and won the LPW title. And at that point, so I read that he won it, but at that point, me and my friend just knew him as the selfie-made guy. Because we didn't really know their names yet too much. He was one of the first ones I learned. But I had later learned after talking to a few people was the night he won the championship, it took like, I don't know how long it took, but he took, because he was the selfie-made man at the time, he took a selfie with everyone when he won that title. Like, I think it took somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes for him to finally get backstage. And I heard the energy there was just explosive. And that was the one, it was like, if you missed one, and it was gonna, like, you're gonna really regret it, that would have been the one. And unfortunately, that was one of the ones I missed. But I'll find it online, and I will watch it, because, I mean, I remember my first show was the month before, and yeah, Vern originally was a heel, running with Cairo, and they were trying to get Sweat Boy, who was pretending to be Tomahawk, to lay down, and he wouldn't. And I'm like, man, they're really mean to this poor Sweat Boy guy. And he's got to be in the game, too. We got to get Sweat Boy in this game. Sweat Boy, yeah, we got to get him going. I think I know what I'm going to do when it comes to him. But I'll do some research before I do that. Here we are with the main event of Star Clash Part 1. Too big for one upload. Now, the original way that the card went and who won and what happened with the first 4 matches, I'll tell you what the original. And I might find a way to be able to upload them. We'll do, like, because I do have some things that didn't make the cut. And I'll probably edit all of those together to make a director's cut special of stuff that I recorded stupidly, and I shouldn't say stupidly, but didn't record it properly, and things got edited. Well, I shouldn't say edited, just I didn't know that my phone could only record 30 minutes at a time. So then I got a new app for my phone that records longer, and because you can only record up to so many gigabytes. Vern fighting a little dirty tonight, I've noticed. I think that's like, what, the second low blow? Oh yeah, that's right, this is a no DQ match. I forgot. I have the settings on no DQ from the last match. But you know what, this is a Hard Knocks title match, and I don't know. I think this is a good one to be no DQ as well. They've been having a little bit of a bitter feud, and Vern, after doing all those, going to those wars with Marcos, and then Brian Myers, you know, being a well-established, you know, Prince of Queens. You know, that means you're not, you know, that means you're a pretty tough guy in your own right. Just because WWE depicted him as Kurt Hawkins as maybe not one of the greatest wrestlers doesn't mean he really isn't. I mean, he got a figure made by Figures Toy Company while he wasn't with WWE, because people knew who he was and saw that he was so much better than what WWE depicted him as. They signed him again, and then they gave him the losing streak. But, you know, he's gone on to train many wrestlers. Some of which who are on AEW right now. Although she's shelved with an injury, Chris Statlander was trained by Brian Myers. MJF, trained by Brian Myers. Bear Bronson was trained by Brian Myers. I think we'll see Bear Bronson on Lucky Lockdown at some point. He's been at... I think he was at a Star Clash back in 2016. I think he was in the Battle Royal there. And that was a good Battle Royal. It had Christian Casanova, Brian Malonis. I think MJF was in that one. Brian Myers was in it. And Vern Vicalo is now the Hard Knocks champion on Lucky Lockdown. Wow. In the original show, Myers retained. And same with Ciampa and Norton. Ciampa retained originally. So we've got 2 new title changes. Look at this, 100% match value. I mean, a match between Vern Vicalo and Brian Myers, yeah, that's 100% anywhere. And then Heath and Sal was a time limit draw. So all right, that concludes Part 1. Now remember, don't let the luck run out. And here we are with Star Clash Night 2. Well, Part 2, I should say. We got Alicia Edwards, Aizana, Sarah Teller, and Zelina Vega, formerly known as Rosita. So, 3 of these women I don't really need to explain why they're in this match, because they're regulars at LPW, including Alicia Edwards, who is the current LPW Women's Champion on the actual Lucky Pro Wrestling. She was the first Women's Champion on this, though. Sarah, she's just started, kind of, more or less. But fans really like her, so yeah, Sarah. And I've seen enough of her. Like in the Battle Royal, I was able to... She was in the first ever Women's Lucky Lottery, and I got a good... That, and I'd seen her at another show. So I pretty much was able to make her based off of Harley Quinn's moveset. Like, somebody had made Harley Quinn, so I downloaded Harley Quinn, and then I made some changes to make her have some of Sarah's moves, so. And Aizana, she had given me her move set on Instagram privately, so Zelina Vega, formerly known as Rosita, she's been at LPW a couple times. The owners of Lucky Pro have used her at Lucky 13 promotions, like conventions and stuff. And yes, the original match, the way this one went down, was Alicia Edwards won. However, Sarah, because she was based off of Harley Quinn, and I didn't view the entire moveset, Sarah had pulled out a fork and stabbed Alicia in the head. So I had to go into the... Oh, crap, Tony's busted open now. He got headbutt into Sarah, and I think that's what happened. But Tony is down. Hardest working ref. And look at him, he's still going. Yeah, originally Sarah cut open Lish with a fork, and I was like, this is very uncharacteristic. So, as cool as it made Alicia look as like a valiant fighter, because she fought through that, I was like, I'd rather not see that, because, well, I shouldn't say that, but it's just, that's, I don't know. Between that and, like I said, it didn't record properly, so. However, I thought I got rid of one of her moves, but I see her doing it in this match right now, which is when she's kneeling on top of someone and choking them. That I thought I replaced with some kind of drop kick. But I guess there was another one? Yes. Okay, I remember. I know what it is now. There was another one under a different move category. However, what match is after this? Oh, the next match is Marcos versus the mystery person, who I revealed last show will actually be Dominik Dijakovic. Now, the original outcome of that match was Marcos won by doing the chair technique, where he throws the chair at his opponent, they catch it, and then he says they got hit. Well, Tony called for the disqualification on that, so I got rid of that move from Marcos's moveset, because that was one of his signature moves. However, I'd only given it to him because that was the closest thing we had to the face bump, or so I thought. Then I found a taunt that is the face bump, more or less, so I equipped him with that, and he's going to use that instead. Um, I think I was going to change Sarah's fighting style too. Because there's like these inner settings where you, like, they're going to have certain AI offense and defense based on that setting. So I think I have her listed as an like her defense style is American, which could mean that there's some illegal techniques for some reason. At least that's how Fire Pro categorizes it. Like, it just says American, and yeah, you'll see more like eye raking and low blows. Oh, Sarah eliminated Alicia Edwards. So this match is already off to a different start because the winner of the last match was eliminated first. So that definitely makes it more interesting. Oh, Sarah missed with that splash. Aizana. Yep, so Sarah, she will be uploaded shortly. I think after this I can properly upload her. Because she doesn't have any problems like in terms of being uploaded. Like, if you don't have Movecraft or PartsCraft, you can't use certain people I've made. Or, well, so the only one that, like, you have to have the DLC in the game. Oh, Aizana stealing Sarah's stunner and using it against her. But Zelina Vega didn't let her get the pinfall on that. It's because I'm talking more candidly, things are being more shocking. Like, for example, we've already had 2 title changes. And, oh, nice swanton there from Aizana. Very uncharacteristic, but this is Star Clash, and the winner of this gets a shot at the Women's Championship at Lucky Lottery. So there's a lot on the line here. Sarah with that senton off the top. Zelina misses with an enziguri. Sarah goes for a splash, but Zelina pulls her out of the way just in time. Oh, good Hurricane Rana. Throws her in the corner. Sarah goes for that splash, but misses. Set Sarah up. Throws her out. Swinging neck breaker on Vega. Oh, she tried to go for a cover or something, but Aizana won't have it. Oh, it's taking a little time. Trying to think of who's going to win this. But, you know, I'll make a choice and then it'll end up proving me wrong. I think Aizana probably has the best chance right now. Either her or Zelina Vega, I think. Not that I'm trying to sell Sarah short, but... Because she did just eliminate Alicia Edwards, so anything can happen in this match. do I know that, well, I do know a feud now in the future. No, knocked her out with that super kick, but nope. Maizana decides to get that boot in right before. Nope. Yeah, I think that would be more. Well, you don't want to get disqualified. But she gets to the ropes in time. No, Exploder. That could be it for Zelina Vega, but... Oh, yep. She stole her move from her. We've seen a few of that going around. Nope. Maizana remains in it. Could this be it? Nope. Zelina Vega will not let her have it. I don't understand the reasoning as to why you wouldn't let your opponent get rid of somebody in this match, but... Perhaps already eliminating Alicia Edwards has already made Zelina Vega very angry. So she doesn't want her to eliminate anyone else because of that high-profile elimination. However, as well as the... Oh, nice reversal. 1, 2. Aizana saves her, though. I think Aizana wants to eliminate the one who eliminated her mortal enemy, Alicia, but Sarah Taylor is not going down without a fight. We already know that. She's shown it time and time again. Her match against Taylor Hendricks, Toni had to ring the bell. She didn't submit. She passed out. Toni had to make the tough decision to do that, though. Unlike what happened between Vern Vicalo and Heath Slater in their tag match a few weeks back, where Sal Sincere threw in the towel on behalf of Vern, which isn't the first time that's happened to Vern. Brian Cairo did it to him another time back in 2016. And that was oddly the show I missed. Well, the one that I missed that I really shouldn't have missed. But at that point I needed the vacation, so I went with them. The controller shut off on its own. It's got a 10-minute shut off, which is fine. It's a great opening match so far. We're into... Even though it says it's been over 31 minutes, it's really only been like 15, 16. Oh, Rainmaker! Is that... Oh, she missed! Oh... Good suplex there. Oh, she was going to try to taunt. Now Sarah's the only one standing and she had a taunt. She just shrugs it off. Hits her. She's going to go for another one, but Aizana won't let her. Suplex Sweetheart is in full effect now. Going after anybody that stands. Wait, she took her eye off it for a second. Oh, Zelina Vega with that arm drag. Oh, there's that choke. Zelina breaks it up though. Oh. So you're going to imagine, are they both going to want to work together to get rid of the experienced WWE veteran in Zelina Vega? Or is it still going to be everyone for themselves? As of right now, it looks like everyone for themselves. There is no uneasy alliances. And with Alicia Edwards already taken out, you know that whoever challenges at Lucky Lottery, Deonna Purrazzo has yet to face. Missed with that senton, but Aizana's now. Oh, missed with her swanton. And yes, this is Sarah's other costume. She has two other outfits. One she wore loosely based off of when she debuted at Lucky Pro as Sarah Slade, Scotty Slade's little sister. Her red and black, which you've traditionally seen her in the last couple shows, which is what she usually wears. But what I've seen online is she has a black and pink variation. So I did my best to try to make that what she wore in her LPW debut. And then she was a ring girl at another promotion, so I got one of her outfits from when she does that, like one of her ring girl dresses. So yeah, she'll probably be uploaded after I film this and upload it. I'll throw her on because there's nothing from Partscraft or Movescraft from her that you need. All you need is the DLC for like the downloadable wrestlers. You might not even need them though. You might just need the base game. I'm not 100% sure though, because yeah, some people. However, I do encourage just get the season pass, get the Stardom sets for the women, because yes, you can't use Aizana unless you have the Stardom passes. There was 2 packs for Stardom, which is a women's promotion in Japan. Oh, Sarah makes another elimination. This time it's Zelina Vega. Could you imagine if Sarah eliminated all 3 of her opponents? This would be a huge changing of the guard, but you know, nothing is impossible with LPW, but Aizana's not just going to make it easy for her either, though. But I think if she eliminates all 3, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind she doesn't deserve an opportunity at the Women's Championship. Oh, I think she might have knocked her out. Oh, she's going for a choke. I don't know, she's got to mind that count. And she does. Oh, then does something like that. Can't agree with stuff like that, but it's getting results, so I can't argue with it. I'll disagree, but I won't I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of those, that's all I can say. The effect a kick like that has on a man versus a woman is very unpleasant. And she does it. She cleans house. Sarah Teller is the #1 contender and eliminated all 3 of her other opponents. This has never been done in Battle Royal history. Gotta turn the controller back on. And 100% match evaluation again. Up next is a Fitchburg Barrio street fight between Marcos Pitbull and Dominik Dijakovic. We've seen this match once before, although we don't know its full rule set. The ropes are barbed wire, and those weird things are there. Marco said he doesn't need additional weapons except for the ring itself. Trying to put Dijakovic away early in this. The last time there was a match like this, it was at Mayhem, and it was between Marcos and Vern Vicalo, and he got a lucky knockout shot into Marcos. Then they had a Pit of Luck match on a lockdown match, which the winner of that went on to face Brian Myers, which we saw Vern Vicalo successfully defeat the champion, and now we have a new Hard Knocks champion. Now, as we saw, Sarah pulled off the big upset last match, pinning Alicia Edwards, Zelina Vega, and Aizana in that order, eliminating all 3 of her opponents in the Fatal 4-Way elimination match. No one in the history of the Fatal 4-Way Unlucky Lockdown has ever done that. Then again, we've never had a Fatal 4-Way elimination until previous match. So I think Sarah Teller has raised the bar so high that who knows what we're going to have to do in the next Fatal 4-Way eliminations. There is no rope breaks in this because, as you see, these guys do not want to get into the ropes. We are 4 minutes into this match and they know the risk of going into those ropes. We can't tell if they're barbed wire or chain, but it's the Fitchburg Barrio street fight. Now, before he was Dominik Dijakovic, he was known as Donovan Dijak, and he was one of the New England Horsemen in LPW. He's had many appearances at LPW. I can't even count them. Marcos Pitbull, he's had quite a few in his own right. These two have actually trained together at the same school for a little while. So you got to imagine they do know somewhat of each other a little bit. But they've gone on some different paths within the last few years. Oh, and Marcos, that infamous face bump that he's so known for. He ran out of gas when he knocked him out after that and decided to take a nap. So originally, the way this match ended, like I said, it was a regular match. I decided I wanted to make it a Fitchburg Barrio street fight because I live in Fitchburg, so I do like this match, and the best way to have this match is to use Marcos because, oh, feast your eyes, that could be it right there. I think Dijakovic got the win. 1, 2, then he kicks out. But yeah, originally, like I said, Marcos did the Eddie Guerrero chair illusion. Oh, but I replaced it, as you can see, with the face bump. Oh! And he got hit Now, that's just going to make Dijakovic more angry, because seeing his own blood, that's just asking for trouble. And as tough as you are, Marcos, going up against, making Dominik Dijakovic see his own blood, that is one of the most dangerous things you can do anywhere in the world. But he's keeping that distance by slamming him into those ropes, and Dijakovic can hit the feast your eyes, even on a bigger guy like Marcos. 1, 2. Marcos, though, with those sidewalk slams with authority. Oh, what was this? Dijakovic remains up. Tony, he already went through quite a lot last match, and he's still... I think he's having nightmares about what happened last match on top of that. Wait, he's getting back up. And Marcos is out cold. Dijakovic victorious in the Fitchburg Barrios street fight. I think that explosion just... I wonder if these happen every Barrio street fight once it gets to the 10-minute time limit. 95% though, great match between both of these guys. And here we are with our second to last match of the night. The Heavy Hitters against the Road Warriors for the LPW Tag Team Championship. I mean, do I need to explain why this match is happening? I mean, the match writes itself. It's an amazing contest between two of the best tag teams ever that have amazing chemistry with one another. That is one thing about Frank and Shay as the Heavy Hitters, is a lot of people, some people don't realize, like, the chemistry they've had together is a lot similar to that of the Road Warriors. So in a way, this is a dream match. I mean, Heavy Hitters, Road Warriors, the names are kind of... They go up, they're names that are somewhat similar. And so, and like I said, they have that chemistry like the Road Warriors. And I mean, the Road Warriors were a tag team that main evented. Like, normally tag teams don't main event, but Road Warriors, they were a tag team that could main event. You don't see that a lot nowadays. You don't see the World Tag Team titles being the main event of WrestleMania. Road Warriors were a team you could do that with. And I'm not talking about, like, WrestleMania 1 where Hulk Hogan and Mr. T were a tag team, because, like, they weren't a real tag team. Like, I'm talking legitimate tag teams that were, or was that the boxing match? I can't even remember. With WrestleMania 1. I know there was a tag team. I mean, I got the network. I should just throw it on at one point. And, I mean, obviously we can't get the Road Warriors now because Hawk passed away. I don't think Animal wrestles anymore at all. Frank is retired. So, we don't have... So this match couldn't really happen in real life But that's what Lucky Lockdown is all about. Making things that are impossible possible. Giving you guys the matches that... This is kind of what I started this project to do as well, is to give us matches like this. Because I love the Road Warriors as a tag team. That was always one of my favorite tag teams. I mean, they go down as one of the... If there was a tag team of Mount Rushmore, like if there was a Mount Rushmore of tag teams, it would be the Road Warriors. Definitely. You'd put them on there. You'd put... I mean, my other choices wouldn't matter. But Road Warriors are definitely on there. Like, they're on everybody's Mount Rushmore. And yeah, I saw the episode of Dark Side of the Ring. And, like, they were trained by the same guy. And then were put together kind of randomly. And it's kind of more or less what happened with the Heavy Hitters. Is they were trained by the same people and more or less put together. And they just have this chemistry. Like, even to this day, like, they still have that brotherhood. And it's heavy over everything, and they still live that to this day. Like, Frank, he's a streamer. Last Life Gaming Network, I believe is what he calls it. Check him out. He's got some great content. Him and Shay actually helped me make them in the game. So yeah, the Heavy Hitters definitely... They were one of the first tag teams I saw at LPW. It was my second show. They were facing this other team, Adrenaline Rush. I am kind of working on Adrenaline Rush a little bit. So... Then, of course, you know, you gotta think about the first ever LPW Tag Team Champions, Tomahawk and Zachary Pierre Boulot, a.k.a. the Aristocrats, or should I say formerly known as the Aristocrats. Tomahawk, as far as I know, is no longer known as Tomahawk. He wrestles under the name Rip Bison, Iron Rip Bison, I should say. And he traditionally teams with Perry Von Vicious as Team MAD. Team MAD, I would love to see them in LPW in the future when all this is over. They're such a great team from what I've seen of them at another promotion. They definitely are. They're a good team, great look, great personas, kind of a Road Warrior vibe. They got some spiky leather stuff going on. Team MAD, yeah. I mean, I don't know if he will, but if Frank came out of retirement and the Heavy Hitters reunited and they took on Team MAD, that would be a great match in itself. You know, and LPW is really starting to pay attention to the tag titles a little more, which is good. Not that they weren't from the beginning, but just there's not a lot of, like, there's very few tag teams that stay together in New England. But there's a few of them that work really well at LPW. Like, the Heavy Hitters was one of the... I think either them or Adrenaline Rush should have been the first tag champs, based on just that team chemistry and the fundamentals that they've had. But it's nothing against the Aristocrats. It's just, you knew that, I don't know, it just felt like it wasn't a team that was going to last. Where Adrenaline Rush and the Heavy Hitters have they have a better longevity. Although last I heard, the Adrenaline Rush isn't together anymore in other places, but as far as I'm concerned, they're still a team in LPW. It'd be cool to see them come back. I do have Keith Youngblood more or less being worked on. Like, I have a video that has his moves, so I think we'll see him. But Daniel Evans, Dangerous Daniel Evans, it'll take a little longer for him. Adair is more or less being worked on as well. After all, she had a very good run as LPW Women's Champion. Don't mind me, I was just drinking Kool-Aid. I got the Kool-Aid Jammer pouches, so gotta stay hydrated. So the last time I filmed this match, the heavy hitters won. Frank hit a Baldo bomb on, I think it was Animal. I mean, I'd like for the result to stay the same, where the heavy hitters are still champs. Because they just won the titles. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just play the game and keep them as champions? Because I like being surprised. Oh, and just like that, we have new champions. Like I said, I like being surprised. Here we go, new champs. And that means we get to see more of the Road Warriors on Lucky Lockdown. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep the heavy hitters out of it. I'm going to try to have them win it back as many times as possible. I think we could do a little hot potato. Hopefully. Well, 91%. I mean, obviously, with two teams like that, yeah, you're going to have a good match between those two teams, respectively. Now to get ready for the main event. And here we are for our main event. Brian Milonas challenges the Walking Riot, Kellen Thomas, for the LPW World Heavyweight Championship. Oh! Milonas starting off stooping to Kellen's level with some dirty tricks of his own. It's either that or Kellen was trying to go for something that Milonas, you can't exactly just suplex him normally. But off to a start like that, I don't know. We could see a new champion. And we've known Kellen and his devious tactics. However, weirdly tonight, he does not have Justin Credible and Raven in his corner. Perhaps their mentoring days of Kellen are over. But I mean, what good does that assistance do? We've seen Brian Milonas take on two people at once and decimate them. At least, wild swing there and misses and returns with a low blow of his own. I mean, I have a feeling this match is just gonna be ugly. Now, obviously, Brian Milonas has been on LPW shows more times than I can count, and Kellen Thomas is currently the world champion. Although, I will say, on Lucky Luck, well, on the original filming of Star Clash, he didn't win. He didn't retain against Malonis. So I don't know if the outcome will be the same. It was a pretty good... The swing vote had knocked out Kellen, and that's how Malonis won. I don't know if the result is going to stay the same. That's actually the main reason you don't see Raven and Just Incredible with Kellen, is because he won them with them in his corner, so every title defense, they automatically were there. I can't edit them off of the title defenses. So I had to keep... So yeah, they were more or less just there because of that. I think as long as we don't exceed an hour, we'll be good on the second upload. I think I just can't upload anything more than an hour from my phone. I don't know. I thought about getting a camera and just uploading it from my laptop and editing it together, cutting out... Oh, the swing vote, that could be it right there. 1, 2, nope. Kellen stays champion. Because you guys didn't see him lose it to Malonis originally, so unless Malonis wins it in this match, then I'm not acknowledging... I can't acknowledge him as the official champion until he's officially won it on a recorded taping. Now, it was originally recorded, but like I said, there was some recording issues. I'm breaking it up into parts this time around. We already did part 1, and now this is the main event for part 2. I mean, will we have another title change tonight? I don't know. We've already seen the tag titles, the Hard Knocks title, and the Lockdown Championship all change hands. Will we see the world title go to the Kingpin? I mean, the way this has been going, it looks like Kellen's going to retain. Although technically, it'll say he won it back. But the reality is, no. He didn't. The only time, like I said, is if somebody did something bad and I need to keep them off the show for a little while or permanently, depending on what happened. Like, for example, wrestlers who did something really bad, like 1, 2, 3, and Kellen is still your LPW World Champion. As I was saying, if somebody like you'll never see Benoit on any of my Fire Pro or any wrestling shows because of what he did. So, if anyone is under controversy or anything like that, then yeah, I'm gonna keep them off the show and not mention them. So, that's the only way I would take a title off somebody. Alright, so that's been Star Clash. This has been part 2. Everyone enjoy the rest of your night. And don't let the luck run out.